So what you see in front of you is a computer, believe it or not, and it's a computer that's especially helpful to ham radio operators and the like. So today I'm going to be bringing you this little $50 microcomputer bundle that will run HamClock and a bunch of other ham radio software. Let's check it out. All right, folks, welcome back. So I think this Innovato Quadra is probably the best device that you could have running in your ham shack that runs HamClock. Now, we're going to talk about what HamClock is in a second. A lot of the problems with HamClock was the fact that it requires a Raspberry Pi, Unix, Linux type based machine, and some people are taken a little aback by that. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the question, hey, is there a Windows version of this? And there really isn't, at least not right now. You can run it in some programs under Windows. It's just a whole lot more trouble than it's worth. And for $40 for the actual computer itself, which is right here, with the little adapter there for wireless, it's a pretty darn good deal. I mean, you can't beat that. So what is HamClock? HamClock is a kiosk-style application that provides real-time space weather, radio propagation models, operating events, and other information particularly useful to ham radio operators. It was introduced in October of 2017, and it continues to be maintained and expanded. But like I said, you need a Raspberry Pi computer or a Unix-like operating system to run it. Okay, and that's been a big stopper for a lot of people because they don't feel comfortable putting together Raspberry Pi or even buying one ahead of time or installing Unix on it or Linux on it. And what this does is it comes completely ready to go with HamClock as the default first application it will run. Now, we will show you this. I'll set it all up and show it to you. I have a very small little 11-inch monitor that I'm going to be running this on over in my ham radio area over there. But I want to show you how this works because it's beyond simple, okay? If you're a ham radio operator, this is definitely going to be of interest to you. And the price on it is just incredible. I mean, I think it's around $50. If you just with the bundle, with the keyboard, the fan, the little 3D printed stand and everything, it doesn't come with a monitor, but it has an HDMI output. It'll run on anything. You can run it on a big, huge 50-inch screen and have it like a Geochron clock, or you can run this thing on a little 11-inch screen like I'm going to do and have it right there in your shack, portable right next to you whenever you need it. So let's get into what it is, okay? One screen is going to show you, one section of the screen is going to show you a 24-hour clock, a 12-hour format, a 12-hour, 24-hour format with a UTC time, which is very handy in ham radio. I found that out. Your location, your grid square, sunrise, sunset. You can see the moon phase, sunspots, all of this stuff going on. And even in some sections, and we'll get into it because I have a manual I'm going to link down below, kind of an unofficial manual. It's a user guide. Even in some instances, you can find out beacon stations, where they're at, propagation, what contests are going on. If there's POTA, which is Parks on the Air, or SOTA, you can find out what frequencies this stuff is on, all real time. Of course, it uses the internet, but it's real-time information all in one screen. So now you're starting to understand why a ham radio operator, even a new one who doesn't have HF privileges yet, might be interested in something like this to learn, okay? Very, very interesting. So with the kit you're going to get here, okay, this is going to be a HamClock dedicated appliance, but it does have some other apps on it for ham radio, which is really cool. And if you know a little bit about Linux, you can install a bunch of other stuff for ham radio, logging programs, stuff like that. So you'll be able to install a whole lot of stuff. But it comes with, WSJTX, JS8 call, FL Digi, WinLink, and an installer for much more. So you can do a whole lot more with this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it up and I'm going to show you the setup process, what you go through. Now, you won't see the full setup process because I've already put my call in there and my coordinates. Really, the information you're going to need is your GPS coordinates and your call sign. It will automatically designate you a grid square, or you can put in your own grid square if you want once you put in your coordinates. So let me get all this stuff hooked together and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we're going to put it over, when we're done with everything, we're going to put it over on my table over there, my little ham shack in the garage here, and see what it looks like set up and running over there. So currently we are booting up this computer. It is all connected. It comes with the cables connected to there. Comes with the cable connected there. The HDMI cable will come with this. This is the little tiny monitor I bought off of Amazon. I think it was $60 or something. Really not expensive. This is the keyboard. I should turn it on so that when it comes up, you will see this. Now you'll see where it says click anywhere to enter setup. I'm just going to click in the center there. Let's see if that works. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget right and left mouse click. So this is your information you're going to enter. Your grid square, your call sign, all that, okay? You're all done with that. You're going to move down to done, okay? And you're just going to move on. Now it's going to look for an address. It's connecting to the Wi-Fi here outside. In the house, it's got a serial number up there. Okay, there we go. Now we're trying to find the best time server. That's Network Time Protocol, NTP. So it's trying to find the best time server so it can adequately get you updated on time. And that'll run through a few minutes. Okay, I'm just zipping through there. And then once that's done, it will come up and slowly all the fields in HamClock will propagate. Now you notice this didn't go to a Linux screen. This went straight into HamClock. You can configure that when you're starting out and get that so it's set up that you can either do that and run it in a tiny window, or you can run it full screen right straight into HamClock when the computer starts. So there's really no worry at all. Now, as you can see here, we're all set up. We've got right now the sunspot numbers up there, your GOES X-ray, your sunspots over there, my location here, and a DX location when the map pops up, which it will in a second. You will see where I can click on whatever I want and show you the weather, the time, the conditions in that area. So there's the map, okay? There's the map popped up there. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit just so you can see it a little closer, okay? And there you go. And you let this propagate, and eventually what will happen is you'll start to see where stations are connecting to each other and all that. Now, there are settings to center the map. Let's say you're over here. You don't want to be over the United States. You can do that. I have up here set for contests. This will rotate through. And I'm going to give you a quick talk through on what all of these little windows do. I'll show you with the actual software, with the actual application that I have, the help guide, the user guide. I'm going to show you a printed copy of what each section can do when we come back. So give me a second to let this all kind of propagate here, and I'll bring you right back. All right, so now you're starting to see call signs. You're starting to see the little lines of where the propagation is best to from one area to the other. Now, a quick little blurb of information on getting this particular unit, the computer and everything, not the monitor. The monitor you can order anytime. Okay, this is this gentleman's retirement hobby. Okay, the gentleman that makes these computers and configures them, it's his retirement hobby. He doesn't have a staff to do this full time every minute of every day. He's already enlisted his family members and his friends to help him. He's doing the best he can. Okay, so if these things are out of stock, okay, if you go there, let's say we're watching this afternoon, you go there and you go, they're out of stock. What good is this guy's channel anyway? Everything he sells out. Well, here's the deal. If you come back at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, he will have what he has in stock for that day. You order it right then. I went a couple of times, because I bought this myself. This was my own personal purchase. I went a couple of times and looked this up and was really disappointed because I'm like, God, I can never manage to find it when he has it in stock. Well, the deal is he puts them up in the morning. So if he makes 15 of these in the morning, you got 15 to buy. Once they're gone, they're gone. You'd have to try your luck the next day. I got lucky one morning. I went there in the morning. I was like, oh, it's in stock. Order it. And I got probably the last one for that day. So he can only produce a limited number of these per day. They're a bit labor intensive to put together. And he pretty much does all the support himself too. So he has to answer questions as well as maintain the firmware and put together these little computer units. Okay, so it's just a one-person operation. He's trying his best. This is very, very popular right now because a lot of folks didn't want to bother with buying a Raspberry Pi, learning how to use that, then putting on an operating system on it, and then installing HamClock. So there's a whole bunch of work that goes into setting these up, and that's why he has these up in the morning, one at a time. So really quickly, I'm going to give you a look up here. We're going to go up to this section here where my call sign is. I hope you can see the cursor. You'll notice a little lock down here. This is the UTC time. And if I click that, it can go into regular time. If I click the lock here, I can lock it so that none of this can be changed if I don't want to. You'll notice it's showing me my IP address, what day it is, all that stuff right there. This is the information from my location, and down here is my DX location if I want to keep an eye on something, which is right about, come on over here, right there. So let's say I want to go check out down here at VK5. Okay. So there's the information for that then, or I can move it around anywhere I want. Right now, this is where we are here. Okay. And remember, your right and left mouse buttons are on the side of the keyboard. I'm not showing you the keyboard. I should back up a little bit. And anyway, that's how you're going to do that. So that's what that does. That allows you to see, and this is where your sun is. And you can do with the geochron, where you can do the nighttime sky where it's daylight and nighttime. I chose not to do that just because I like to see the screen in front of me. And as you can see here, we're rotating through the contests and the live spots of DX right now. You have your NCDKF over here, the EXF over here, and your beacons and all that information. So there's a whole lot of stuff. So let's get into quickly. I have these pages printed out here. Your top section here, your DE section. I'm going to back up the camera a little bit. And I'm just going to show you this quick because I could go into this for hours. And this stuff on this, I don't even understand yet. I'm learning as I go. And that's the cool part about ham radio. You learn as you go. So this is your DE panel. It shows your location, local time, all that. You can tap RRS to toggle between the time at the location and previous entries. Your DX panel, which is down here, you can go through there and it shows you a second independent location, similar to the DE panel, but it shows the time, date, location, and weather for that particular area. And your DX panel can be repurposed to show details of the next satellite pass. So if I want to go down here, I forget where I click on it, actually, honestly. It's a bit of a learning curve, but you can go down here and you can click through here and you can do your satellite passes through here. Let's see if I can click through that. No, so I have to configure that. But you can see when the next satellite pass is going to come through and all that other cool stuff here. This will also give you an idea of the terrain down here when I'm coming through here. You see this little section, your latitude, longitude, grid, square, all that. So if I want to see where I hear a station coming in from, I can go up here and get all that information right there. And you see how the DX information just changed because I clicked up there. So that can be done there. You do have a display brightness control. You have a display on and off and your beacons on the side. You can change that to the BME and statistics or space weather statistics. Your DX cluster information up top here. That's this up here. You can change that around. So you can do your DX cluster through there. This is your current images from Solar Dynamics Observatory. That is the sun as currently, as we know. This is going to be your environmental sensor, which is installed and working currently, and I'll tell you the sunspots. It just, connection failed, so it'll pop back up again. This is your space weather. This is your section over here that will show you SOTA contest, and it rotates through. It will allow you to rotate through and configure that any way you want. So if I click on that, you can rotate through and kind of get the information that you want to do there. As you can see here, I'm clicking through here and getting different information. So that you can do that way, and it's really, really handy to be able to do that. And let's go to the last page here I want to show you real quick. This is your POTA stations, which we just had up there. Your DX and DE weather, okay? That's what we have up there right now, okay? Planetary K forecast can be done in this window. Okay, your moon phase, which you can do a graphic of the moon phase, and that will pop back up again once that connection comes back. Your sunspots, your solar flux, and your X-rays all can be displayed through here. We're currently showing the X-ray, the GOES 16 X-ray. And that's about it. So all in all, a really cool thing. This even has a rotator control in it if you want to use this for a rotor control for your antenna. If you have a rotor and you want to use this, you can go in there and configure that. It is in setup on page 3 there, the rotator options available. And it will tell you how to point your antenna, what direction you're pointing it, I should say. So all in all, very, very cool right now. Right now up there we have the vocab, and that's the graph of the path of percentage of reliability predictions from DE to DX spanning for 24 hours. So from here to here, what kind of propagation have people been getting in that particular thing? So when I picked that station, that's where it ended up. Now I could pick those stations anywhere I want. Say if I wanted to go over here, and that would probably change next time it comes up. Yeah, so actually reset that. So that's Portugal and Madeira, I believe. So all in all, a very cool application. So what I want to do is install this over on my ham radio table. The lighting is not going to be the best over there, but we're going to do what we can do. I'm going to show you it really quick. I got to install it first. I'm going to show you how nice and neat this can look on your desk with your ham radio gear. And again, monitor can be as big as you want. I originally bought a bigger monitor. It was a 32-inch screen. Problem was it wouldn't fit anywhere over there. I was thinking, I'm going to have the biggest screen ever. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's not going to be practical. So kind of had to go with this. So let me get it set up over there, and I will show you all about it. And by the way, really quickly, I wanted to mention this little fan down here. This unit will get warm, okay? You can plug this fan in to the top here and have it run and cool it off, and it's super quiet. I don't know if you can even hear that, but it is running currently, and it's super, super quiet. You are getting cool air. coming through there. So that plugs in right to the side of the computer itself. Anyway, let's get it set up, and I'll bring you back. We'll finish up the video. One thing I did forget to show you, I wanted to shut down the app here, just to show you how you have all of these applications down here. This works pretty much just like a Windows machine, except your taskbar is up top instead of the bottom. So we are going to log out and shut down here, do it correctly, and there you go. That's simple. So it's going to shut down on the bottom there, and that's it. So you do have a regular actual computer there that you can browse the web with. All right, now let's get this set up over there. All right, so here we go. It is in its location. I know the lighting kind of stinks. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I'm going to try to put a light over here. We're going to use a good old-fashioned light. Just kind of see what we got going on here. Okay, take you down here. The computer is right next to it over there, next to that other radio. My GMRS mobile rig, and of course my HF radio, my 2-meter 440 in the can there, an extra antenna tuner, and there it is. So all in all, if I back this up a little bit, let me back it up. There you go. So you can see it up top there. Got all the radios nice and neat and organized. Really, really cool. Came out really, really nice. And it's also very mobile. So if I decide to move that in a day or two, I can. Nothing permanently installed. I just literally pull it out, and it's ready to go on the move. So definitely a cool little system. I'm very, very pleased with them. I'm going to turn down the HF radio. I'm going to finish up the video. I'm going to tell you where to go and get it. So if you're interested in this bundle, like I said, check back in the mornings early, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and he will probably have some in stock. I know it's very, very popular right now. A couple other bigger ham channels have made some videos on it, and it just blew him up. So he's been working his butt off trying to get these out to us. This is his retirement hobby, like I said. So he's been trying to get this to us as fast as possible, but remember to be patient. Might take a week or two before you find a day where you got some in stock for you. So no rush, no worries. But it's definitely a cool little system. You can get it at innovato.com. And I will have the link down below to Clear Sky Institute that has the user's guide for this. And like I said, there is so much more for me to learn on this thing that I can't even begin to go into it. So I will probably be bringing you back if I learn some more new stuff that I want to show you. But this is definitely going to come in handy for me, especially during contests and stuff like that, where I want to see where stations are coming in from. I want to check beacons. I can do that in the upper right corner. So it's definitely a cool little system. So this is the Innovato Quadra. It is set up as a PC appliance that runs HamClock and a bunch of other ham radio applications. You simply just hit Alt F4, just like on a Windows machine, and it will shut down HamClock, and you'll be able to go into the other apps. So I'm definitely pleased with it. Anyway, folks, got to get finished up today, so I thank you guys for hanging out with me. Don't forget to check all the links down below. Our freeze-dry wholesalers link, 15% off for using the link, just the link alone. No codes needed. Our Amazon affiliate store. Don't forget, if you're going to shop Amazon, use that link, even if you're not buying anything in my store. Below that are my Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. $60 off a 4-week kit. Great way to get started or implement a little more food storage in your food storage plan. And of course, our Thrive Life freeze-dried foods link. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.